everyone.
Hello, everybody. Oh, we made it.
If only you guys knew what was going on behind the scenes before we hit go live.
I think Bethany, today would have been about the funniest thing for there to be like a background camera for what was going on here
Behind
in the
the
CutterPillar
scenes.
studios today. I won't say the words. I won't say the words that I feel like happened, but we made it. We're good. It's fine.
We're here.
Everything's fine.
We're doing
here.
It.
Welcome, everybody. We are so excited that you are here for our last day, which is kind of a love-hate feeling for me right now.
I know. Jenny said we need more CutterPillar products so that we can have more days.
I agree.
Sort of. I agree.
No, I do agree. Yes. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today for our last day of Christmas in July. It's been so much fun. I don't know where to look. Like, I'm so...
Okay, we should probably just let people know, like, behind the scenes, Melody came into the studio before we went live, and we share the studio space in Utah with another company, and it was like nothing had been put back from when they used it yesterday. So she's trying to set up all of this in like 10 minutes and nothing, like the cameras aren't turning on, and she's trying to figure out, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
things aren't plugged in. And I couldn't get my regular camera to turn on, and so we're using a different one, which is totally fine.
Except, let's see here. Someone said something. No Facebook stream. Yeah. So for some reason today when we went live, it wasn't connecting to Facebook. It happens sometimes. Facebook's kind of wonky. It will always connect on our two YouTube channels, our CutterPillar YouTube and our Nook and Notion YouTube, but it doesn't always stay connected, even though we set it up for Facebook streaming. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, it has this pop-up and I just have to remove it. And so it's just part of it, unfortunately.
It's a system issue between Facebook and the system that we use. So I mean, it's a Facebook issue.
It's a Facebook issue. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why we always stream to our two YouTube channels as well. So when in doubt, just if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'm going to ask for a one-click favor. Whichever channel you're on, if you're not already subscribed, just go ahead and click subscribe. That way you're always notified there, because Facebook's not very reliable on our streaming always going through and you getting notifications of us going live over on Facebook. Your notifications aren't consistent. So bad Facebook. Bad well, Facebook. You can turn on subtitles in YouTube as well, by the way, Jenny. So you can do that in YouTube, I think. So just go into your settings and see if you can do that. Bonnie wants to know if there's new products coming.
I mean, listen, Bonnie, the short answer of that is yes and no. We don't have something in the pipe that's getting ready to ship right away. We do have stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah, we were working on stuff and we're hoping to have some new things sooner than later. But with the tariffs and everything, we had to put a stop on all of that production until things sorted out. And right now we're just trying to get caught up on current product inventory before we start bringing in new stuff. But we had things in the works, some things that I was specifically working on and really excited about. So trust me, we're just as excited to get those new products when we can, as you are. So, that just kind of put a wrench in our plans and everybody's plans for things to roll out, not just us. And so we're just kind of rolling with the punches, and that's just part of being a small business, right? We're always like rolling with
it is. And like, I know, like for right now, there's a pause on some of the tariffs and so it seems weird to say that is part of the reason, but it's just a temporary pause that technically is supposed to be over with tomorrow. And so we don't really know
what's next
going to happen or what's next. If they extend that, if they don't. So it's hard to put something into production because it takes a little while to produce it, right? It's hard to put something in production and to not know what it's going to be. We've been working hard behind the scenes trying to source things from other places. Not to get in all like global logistics-y for everybody. I work with that a lot, but it's that most of the raw materials to make anything anywhere comes from relatively the same places. There's certain spots all over the world that raw materials come from. And so trying to manufacturing things here locally, we still have to source the raw materials. And so we still run into those issues. So long story short, I can never leave anything as a short story. I'm not capable of that. Like
well, and we've always been very transparent about what we're experiencing on our end, because it is just part of doing business right now, especially in a product-based business. So yeah, it's tough.
It is tough.
And with that pause, like we weren't the only people that put a pause on things during that tariff phase. And so now, like, once that lifted, like people are trying to get caught up. And so like it snowballs, right? And it delays everything. So now what used to take a few months for us to move through the process now is going to take us longer because there's more of a delay and for everybody. And so it's just a snowball effect, and something that we're just trying to like be really smart about, because we don't want to jump into something and then get these huge fees and have to like figure out how to deal with that. And we don't want to have to like astronomically raise our prices.
Well, and that's the thing, right? It's we also, like, we're a small business. Like, we are not a big giant business. We have like 3 full-time employees and some part-time employees.
Yeah. You're looking at half of us.
Yeah. And so like tying up capital, like if like typically you could say a manufacturing run from when you put up a deposit down on product, you would see it in 90 days at your doorstep. That is doubled-ish. And so to tie up capital, we have to be smart about it. Like Bethany was saying, we have to be careful. We have to be smart. So long story short, yes, but no. But yes, so there's some really fun things that we had been working on, some really fun stuff Bethany had been working on, and our team had been working on, that we're pretty excited about. We're hoping that will all still come to fruition. We are not 100% sure exactly when that's going to happen, but hopefully, it will. So thank you for the question. Keep asking all the questions anytime.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
And we'll always be honest with you about what we're going through, because I think credibility with brands and businesses comes from some form of transparency, and that's just the world we live in right now. Steve or Norma said subtitles on YouTube are only available on lives if you activate it. So go into your settings and turn that on, and you should be able to get subtitles. Do you know yet who will be going out to the quilt show in Madison, Wisconsin?
We do know.
Karen wants to know that.
Yes, we do know. I will be there. Usually my coworker Keisha goes to that show with her husband Madison. So I don't know if you guys have seen that show or been to that show and seen them there. He's hilarious. He's a ball of energy. So the two of them there typically do it. They have a family vacation planned this year. So I've never done that show. She has always done that with her husband. So I will be doing it. I'll be bringing my oldest daughter that just turned 30 that we celebrated a few weeks ago. She's coming with me, Samantha. Nice. So it'll be myself and my daughter, Samantha, that will be there. And it will be fun. I hope. It's always been a really great show for us. And I'm excited to be there. I've been to Madison, Wisconsin in the past, but I've never done a CutterPillar show there. So I'm excited.
Well, Madison, Wisconsin is where my podcast co-host, Audra, she lives there.
She lives there, right? Yeah, that's where you went there not that long ago, right?
I've been there.
Is there a Christmas store in Madison, Wisconsin is what I need to know.
I don't know, but I'll ask
Christmas
Audra.
Store?
I'll ask
That's
her,
what I need to know.
She'll let us know. She'll probably be there at that show, or someone, because she works for Sally Tomato. And so someone, and they're based out of Wisconsin as well. So they'll probably have someone there, if I had to guess. But so I'll get you the scoop on like what to see and do.
Let me know if there's a Christmas store. And I have photos of all of my trees. If you want to compare Christmas trees, Karen, come see me. I've got them all on my phone. My funny thing is my daughter Samantha that's coming with me is the only other person of my whole family that is as obsessed with Christmas decorating as I am. So it's the two of us that are like the two loose bandits that go out and try to find Christmas stores when we go places. She's the one that I took to Texas last year to the Decorators Warehouse outside of Dallas. The two of us went down for a weekend and got stuff for like 6 trees all in one weekend. And it was super fun. But so she'll be with me. So let me know if there's a Christmas store near there, because I would love. We're flying directly into Madison. I know sometimes we'll fly into Milwaukee, but we're going into Madison this time. So we will have a car so we can go a little bit distance. But the shows are long hours. There's some long hours to that show. It's like 9 to 6, I think. It's long.
It is long.
It's a long one. Yeah.
Well, good luck. And if you guys are in the Wisconsin area or not far from Madison, you should definitely go see Melody and give her some love and maybe bring her some snacks to get through it.
I love some snacks. I love all kinds of snacks. We also are this week, right now, we are at a show in Dallas, Texas, in Irving. Keisha is down there doing that one. Yep. Keisha will also be going to the show in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in a couple of weeks. When I'm out of town on my trip, my big trip to Europe, she's going to be doing that show as well. And then there's Madison, Wisconsin. And then there's Lancaster and Oaks, Pennsylvania. And then there's Houston for Quilt Market and Quilt Festival. So
we'll both be at Market.
Yes. And then also do festival. I think Zach is doing Scottsdale in August. And then another local one here in Utah that Riley Blake puts on. So we've got a pretty full schedule. Keep an eye out.
The summer's kind of quiet, but spring and fall are like big show seasons. Yeah. So
in the midst of all of those shows, though, in September we are having our next online event, our
last of the year, by the way.
The last of the year, the last Handmade Collective of the year is coming in September. So watch out for that as well. We do have some fun stuff planned for December and November and October as well, but the Handmade Collective is in September. We're working hard behind the scenes to get that going. Bethany's working hard to get that all finalized.
I'm losing my mind over here already, and it's not even August.
It's not even technically August. Today is still Christmas in July. It's still July. Yes. So one other thing that we wanted to announce to you guys today. So today we do not have a brand new item for sale like we've done. Every day up until today, we've had a new item for sale. And then you can use the code HOLIDAY to get an additional 15% off of your purchase. Today, we're just going to kind of run through all of those. But what we want to tell you is we have decided to extend our Christmas in July sale through the weekend. So if you've been waiting, wondering, today's Thursday, we're going to extend it through Sunday night. Because come Monday is technically full August, and we've got some fun stuff planned for then as well that we would love for you guys to join us for. But all of our things, we're going to kind of go through our sales and our goodies and do some demos and answer any questions you guys may have about any of the products that we've shown the last couple of weeks for Christmas in July. Because now's the time. This weekend is it. This is the last weekend. Tomorrow, though, come back. We have an episode of our Sew and Spill with Karen and Lindsay. Tomorrow, they're doing, I forgot.
Oh, what are they doing? Hold on, I can tell you. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I don't know what day it is. I honestly thought today.
I thought it was Friday.
Friday?
I did too. I did too. Until I was like, oh, well, you guys want to know the actual truth of today? I thought it was Friday when I woke up, and I have been under the weather the last couple of weeks. It's still lingering a little bit here and there. And so I was like, oh, good. It's Friday. I can sleep in a little longer before I can start working. And then I realized, no, I have an 8 o'clock meeting. And so I had to take my meeting from the house, which is fine. We do that all the time. No big deal. But then I had to get to the studio and get it set up to come live. That's part of the problem. I wasn't able to troubleshoot everything. And so it might look a little different than it usually does, but that's okay.
Yeah, so tomorrow they're talking all about WIPs and sewing goals, and WIPs stand for works in progress. And they're going to go through some of theirs to hold themselves accountable. But then I think you guys can share some of the things that you want to work on and finish and kind of hold each other accountable. And they're creating that kind of fun community to do so. And then, of course, you can continue that conversation over in our CutterPillar Creations Hub Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our CutterPillar Creations Hub, you should go join. I approve everybody who submits a request. So if you send me a request, I'll be able to hop in today and approve you into our private group. It's been so fun to see what people share and post over there. And I really love answering your questions, cheering you on, seeing your updates on your Riley Blake sew along, which is really fun. I love it all. So Sandra just said, just a note, I've used my light board with my stained glass to see the glass with light showing through it. And I absolutely love that. And Sandra, if you're not part of our CutterPillar Creations Hub Facebook group and you're on Facebook, please go join and post a picture of that. Cause I haven't seen our light boards be used for stained glass, but that's a brilliant idea. And that's what we love to see over there is people sharing different ways that they're using our products that we haven't even thought of. You guys are so creative and so fun,
Yeah.
and we love to see all of that inspiration.
I hear when I go to shows, I hear quite a bit that people use it for those, or they wonder if they could use it for those. And we always say yes, because we've heard a lot of people do that. I've never seen it either. We would love that. I would love to be able to see you use it for that and how it looks on the board, because I've never dabbled in stained glass. I've never tried that. And so I think that would be awesome. I love that you're using it for that. Show us all the things, guys. Show us all.
Inspire us. Inspire us.
Okay.
Yes. You ready to dive in? We're going to rapid fire go through our deals, starting with day one all the way through yesterday. So you're fully aware. Just a reminder that everything is on sale, not just ending today, but now through August
Sunday.
3rd at midnight Mountain Standard Time. So through Sunday evening, you have to use these deals. And some of these are amazing. I mean, they're all amazing, but some of these are like, whoa. So like, if you've ever been on the fence about something, and please don't forget, add to cart, add the code HOLIDAY for an extra 15% off, which we'll put on the screen here in a minute. And all orders over $98 ship for free. So let's go through all the days.
Yes.
And then we'll make sure you answer anybody's questions on any of the products. But one thing I want to show real quick is day one. Day one was probably one of our most popular deals. With our flip and fold. So I'm going to click on this and show you what that deal is. Melody, do you want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah. So you can choose either flip and fold cutting mat or both, because there's a good reason to have both. So we have our flip and fold cutting mats. Our larger one is the 48 and our smaller one is the 36. They are 5 cutting mats in one. The larger one, what I do with mine, the larger one stays at home because I do not have a dedicated cutting table in my craft space. I don't yet. I'm working on it. And so I tend to have to cut my bigger things out on my dining room table. So I use my flip and fold 48 to flip it out all the way to 36 by 48, do my big cutting on the dining room table. Then I can fold it up and put it away so my family can eat dinner. It folds up nice and small. It's about an inch thick when it all folds up. You can set it on your shelf. Can you even see the shelf? Yeah. Because I'm on a different camera today. So you can stick it on the shelf, or you can put it in the tote bag that fits the classic or premium glow light boards. It'll fit in that tote bag. So you can store it in any way. But it flips out to 48 by 36. And then the smaller one, this is the one I travel with when I go to classes or I go to retreats or I go to things like that. I travel with this one because it starts out at about 10 by 13. It opens up to 24 by 36. I'm going to do a really quick demo on how you open it. If you look at it, there are little puzzle piece tabs on either side of these mats. One has.
I see Joyce's question real quick. Do they store standing on their side? Okay. I have mine standing up pretty straight, leaning up against the wall. And it's been fine because they're folded.
Because they're folded up. I would not recommend on its side where you have the one tab.
Yeah.
Or even the other, little bit, even on the other tab, it's okay if you do with the 2 tabs, a little bit better than with the 1 tab, but up on its end, either way is really totally fine. I do that all the time.
Mine stand like this.
Yeah. Mine at home are leaning in the tote bags kind of like this as well.
Like a book.
So like exactly.
Because when you fold it, it's pretty thick. I'm actually going to go to my overhead. When you fold it, it's thicker. It's like a good inch thick. So it's got, it's that way when you stand it up like that, it's not going to warp.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty great for that, for sure. So start on the side where you have your 2 tabs always. So if you have it facing you, where your words are looking right up at you, the CutterPillar, the numbers, the grid, everything like that. First of all, you can cut on your first layer. This is the 8.5 by 11 grid. So you can cut right on here, use the 2 tabs and then flip it open like a book. And then you have your 11 by 17 here. So this is a great mat for most of your stuff as well. Then you can flip it over towards yourself and open it again. And this is the size that I tend to use most often. I don't know why. Because I'm cutting skinny, long things with either of the mats. They're the little puzzle pieces like we talked about. You just want to make sure they are snapped in place and then it stays nice and smooth. So this one is 11 inches by 36. When you do it on the, I love this size.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
This is the size I use the least. And I think it's funny that this is the size that you use the most.
I use this size the most. I don't know why. I just do. Like I cut strips out, but I do it on this size, especially on my 48 because that is 16 inches by 48 inches. And so the width of fabric is 45, right? And so I use that 48-inch long, skinny one all the time.
Yeah.
This is great if you are at a retreat or you're at a class or anything like that. You can use this size and you can share it with your neighbor. Also, because you never know how big those tables are going to be when you go to those things. This is a great configuration for that. Then you can open it one more time, and that is where you have your 24 by 36 or your 36 by 48 if you're using your big one. Again, make sure your little puzzle pieces, trying to show them to you, the little puzzle pieces are snapped together, and then it stays nice and flat. There is one more size that you can do that I'm really bad at, so I never use this size. But if you open it up, lift it up from the middle and flip it over like that, then you've got one more size. So you've got 17 by 24 on your little one.
And this is the size I use the most.
This is the size. I never use this size because I can never get it open and closed.
Oh, I can. You just have to and I will say it's a little bit harder with the big one. But if you just flip the whole thing over and then fold it in half instead of trying to fold it and flip it at the same time.
That's a good idea.
So with the smaller one, it's not so bad. But with the big one, if you just flip the whole thing over when it's fully open and then fold it in half, it works just fine. I always fold my 48 in half when I'm taking it places. If I don't need that much cutting space, that's kind of my biggest go-to size that I'll use it for. So I usually always open it all the way up and then fold it in half. My 36, I'll use folded in half next to me at sewing club or at a retreat. But if I'm sharing with others, I leave both of them open to the full size, especially the 48. I can fit the 48 on one of our 6-foot tables, and then people can stand on both sides of the flip and fold 48 and share it because it's so big and it's so wonderful. But then I can fold it all up and tuck it away and take it home with me. And as long as you get your puzzle pieces snapped in place, you don't have any gaps or miscuts, you don't have any issues with that whatsoever. I've had other cutting mats in the past, and I've had so many issues with getting miscuts and having to recut spots because my rotary cutter skipped a spot. You don't get that with these. It's so unique, and I love it.
It's so great the way that it fits together, and it's because of the material as well. But if you look, I think Bethany's got a little bit of a close-up. If you look where your folds are or where your little gaps are, where the pieces fit together, it is off center from your grid lines.
So right here
so you're
right here. It's like an eighth of an inch. Right here is the gap, and then right here is the cut line that you would line up with. So the gap is never on a cut line. So you don't have to worry about accidentally if you're lining stuff up, right? Now, can I tell you my favorite feature of our flip and folds that
I was just going to say it, and I think I know what you're going to say.
It's all the extra measurements. Do you see those? I don't know about you guys, but I really struggle with remembering which little dashed line is what on a ruler.
5/8 or 3/8.
And when I'm in a hurry or I want to be precise, this really helps, and it's all the way around our entire mat. The other thing I love that someone pointed out to me one time when I was at a sewing retreat that I just took for granted is how our big numbers for the inch marks on the outside of the grid, not on the inside. So when you line up your fabric with the edge, you can still see what the inch marks are. And once you said that, I went home and I looked at all my other really nice, big, expensive cutting mats that I've invested in over the years before I got my flip and folds, and I'm like, she's right. All my other measurements were on the inside of my grid, not along the edge. So when I would put my fabric there, I just forgot, I'm always lifting it up out of habit to see if I'm lined up with the right line for my cut. And so when she said that, I was like, you know what? She's so right. I just took that for granted, but it's so nice. So to have all those extra markings, and it's both on the flip and fold 36 and the 48. Plus you also have your angles too. So you have your 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 75 degree angles. So if you're cutting things on the bias or anything like that, that's really helpful. So can't go wrong with either one of our flip and fold deals. And
Linda was saying she can't decide which one to get. And Linda, you're probably going to know my answer, and Bethany's answer, both. There's a reason for both. That's the thing. There's a reason for both. The little one I take with me places. I'm taking it to Europe with me, I think. And the big one I leave at home because I can't leave it out. I can't leave a big cutting mat out. I don't have the space for it right now. So,
well,
yes.
and I have a space for a big cutting mat, but our flip and fold 48 is bigger, like deeper than my cutting island. So again, I can use it on there, but like fold it in half. But what I use the big one for is like when I'm cutting really big projects, like a circle skirt, or I'm fussy cutting out like a quilt coat and I want to lay out the entire quilt. I put it out on my floor in my living room or on the big kitchen table. I can use it there, or where, wherever you want to use it. But again, it's 5 sizes in one. So if you're like, I do big projects occasionally, but I do small projects, like you really can't go wrong with either because they both fold and have 5 different sizes. By the way, on the back, they have all the different sizes and there's a QR code so that you can scan it and watch a little video on how to open them all up too. But I will tell you, it's pretty intuitive. Like you just lay it down and you open it. It won't flip a way that it's not.
It won't go the wrong way. Yeah.
It will tell you, it'll kind of say like, hey, I don't want to go that way. So maybe we should try a different way. And you just kind of keep playing with it. And then you just kind of, what I do is I just grab the edges and then it just kind of like, just sort of like an accordion, right together. So you really can't go wrong. I'll tell you what most people end up doing though, is they'll get one and then they'll go, you know what? I want the other one too.
Yes.
And so when it's on sale, it's the great time to get it. So right now, both flip and folds are 30% off on our website automatically. But when you add the code HOLIDAY, you get an extra 15% off. So that's making them up almost 45% off, which is incredible. And if you've got a friend that was like, this would make such a good gift. You've got a crafty friend, a family member.
Such a great Christmas present, especially the mini. She's so cute. The mini, we love the mini so much. She's so cute.
By the way, I don't know if we did like a side-by-side comparison here, but like, look at, that's the difference. So you think 36 and 48 isn't that big of a difference? It is. It is.
Because it's half the size. It's half the size.
Look at that.
It's,
she's cute.
It's exactly half. But the mini is so cute. Perfect for a present.
But she's utilitarian and there's a purpose for both. So I reach for both for different reasons, and I'm glad that I have both. And I think if I didn't have both, I would be sad.
Same. I like Bethany was talking a little bit about like laying stuff out on the floor. The 48 is so great. If you're a sewist and garment sewing, how often are you like pinning your patterns to your carpet?
Even quilters though, Melody, like you finish your big quilt project, you've got to square it up. And you want to make sure you're getting square all the way down the side of it. And it's really hard to do if you're working on a small cutting mat to be consistent as you're shifting your quilt to square up the sides. So even then, like I let my friend at my sewing retreat recently, she just finished a king size quilting it. She needed to square it up. And she laid out the full 48 and was able to do it all really quickly. And so, you cannot go wrong. Like I said, they're both on sale, and then you add the code HOLIDAY for an extra 15% off.
Yes.
And then you'll instantly have free shipping. So let's talk about day 2. Day 2.
So we're going to actually talk about day 2, day 3, and day 4.
Perfect.
Kind of all together.
So day 2 was the mini elite board with tote. Day 3 was the classic light board with tote. And day 4 was the premium 2 light board with tote. I see a theme here.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I thought we could kind of talk about them all together because they all kind of do the same things, right? These light boards, they kind of do the same thing. There's a little bit of differences between them all, and we'll kind of go into that. But I have all 3 of them sitting here. So the classic and the premium are the same size. The mini is about half the size of those 2. So I'm going to just start with the mini. Let me plug her in here. I'm lucky I remembered to find plugs for all these things, Bethany, while I was running around. Like
while you're doing that, I'm going to drop links in the chat. So there's links to like all of our Christmas and July deals. And then I'm going to put a little ticker across the screen to remind everybody of the code because it applies to all the deals that we're running through today.
It does. Yeah. So all 3 of these light boards are on our website right now at 10% off. You can add that coupon code HOLIDAY for an additional 15% off. And you will get them for almost 25% off. Now, it's not the ones that are on sale. It's not just the light boards, guys. It's a little bundle that includes the light board and the storage tote bag that goes with that light board, which is kind of a necessity in my book. like you get one of these things and you love it. You want to be able to put it away somewhere. You want to be able to either travel with it or put it away at your house. And the tote bags that we have to go with them are phenomenal. They're so great for those. So we're going to go over that as well. But let me just show you the Glow Mini here. I'm working without my overhead, so bear with me here. It's been a day over here, guys. It's been a day. Anyway, so all of them.
For me to go side by side with the overhead, or do you want me to add? Oh, let me just add it to stage. Hold on 1 second. We can.
Oh, there's okay. There's my overhead. Oh, look at that. Okay, great. Okay, so this is the Glow Mini. So the gridded area is about 9 by 12. So the board itself is about 10 by 13. This is our smallest one. They all have multiple light settings. So you can turn them all on, multiple different lights. It's hard to see that with all the studio lights because the studio lights are so bright, but they have 4 different light settings. So right on top of here is where you can do all of your pattern tracing for paper piecing or applique or embroidery patterns or anything like that. I'm going to dim that down so you can see it. And you can do your tracing right on top of there. It's really, I'm telling you, the studio lights are so good. It's kind of a detriment sometimes, but you can do all of your pattern tracing right on there. They're made out of acrylic, so they're super durable. So they're not glass. So you can also do like stamping. You can do coloring. You can do diamond art. My husband does paint by number on it. You can do all kinds of stuff right on here. I tell you guys all the time, I build Legos with my grandson on top of these acrylic boards because I can see the difference in the pieces better. So you can do all of that on it. Now, the other thing that is so phenomenal about our light boards is that they come with the self-healing cutting mat. Now, the self-healing cutting mat is translucent, so the light will shine through. And then they also have texture on the back. It's really hard to kind of see that, but they have texture, if you can see that in that overhead shot, on the back so that they do not slide around on the board when you're cutting on it. So you can cut right on top of there. And guys, look at this. Because of the way the light shines through, I don't know which ruler is going to be a little bit better, but you can line your ruler lines up on your mat, and then you know that you're going to get a straight cut. So squaring up on top of the light, if you guys joined us for our Riley Blake sew along that we just finished, I squared all of my blocks up on top of one of my light boards because I can see through, and I knew that I was lined up exactly correct on both sides because that light will shine through your ruler. So when you've got your piece on here and you're going to square that up, you can see if you are lined up both sides, you can make sure that you are getting a straight cut. It changes everything when you're able to make sure things are actually square. So that is the Glow Elite Mini. That's the smallest one. The tote bag that comes with that one is this one right here. It's stuck on something. Okay, it's this one right here. It's our portfolio one. It is nylon canvas and it's padded on both sides. Your Glow Elite Mini fits in this padded pocket right here. And then you can Velcro that in there and you can hold that in there. It's so great. It's got a pocket on the front to store stuff in as well. That Velcro's open. But it has these little extra pockets over here. So you can put rotary cutters, magnets, whatever inside these pockets. But it's got this little pocket right here also. This right here when I travel is where I put my mini flip and fold. So you can have a whole travel bundle with your mini flip and fold that we just talked about, your mini light board in here, and your extra things that you need all in here. So this is the bag that comes with the Glow Mini. So this bundle of the board and the bag is 10% off, plus add that coupon code HOLIDAY for an extra 15% off. Now we're going to move to our Glow Classic light board. So the Glow Classic is very similar to the Glow Mini. It works exactly the same. It has multiple light settings. It's just bigger. It's twice as big as the Mini. So your lighted area is almost 12 by 17. And the light board itself is 13 by 19. So it has multiple light settings as well. It's got the cutting mat that comes with it. It's textured on the back side. It's also textured on the top. So our Glow Classic and our Glow Premium 2, those cutting mats are textured on the top as well. And what that does is it holds your fabric a little bit more steady so it doesn't slip around when you're doing your cutting, which is so fantastic. The thing I forgot to mention also, I always forget to mention that on our Glow Mini, it has magnetic plates built into it. So the Glow Mini has little magnetic plates around the edges, along the long edges of it. So that can help hold your pattern down when you're doing tracing and things like that, or when you're cutting, or when you're doing whatever. The super strong magnets, they're not included in the special, but if you add those to your cart, you can get that 15% off with that coupon code HOLIDAY. So on the Glow Classic, it also has magnetic plates built in, but there are more on this one. So the magnetic plates are all along the edges, all the way down the middle, and all the way along the other long edge. So that can hold everything down while you're working on stuff. Ultimately, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm trying to do tracing and I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff, somebody needs me for something and I have to get up and I have to go away. And then I come back and everything's in a different spot. But this way, everything can stay put so you can come back to it. Now, the Glow Premium 2 is this one. It is so very similar to the Glow Classic. It looks almost identical. It's the same size. The only difference between the two, between the Classic and the Premium 2, is that the Glow Premium 2 does not have to be plugged in. This one has an internal rechargeable battery, so you can use this off the power cord for about 4 hours on high. So this one is really, really great to take with you for classes or retreats or things like that, because you don't have to have it plugged in. Because when you go to those things, you never know if you're going to have a plug or not. If you're using one that's stationary and you're staying home mostly, the Glow Classic is a great option for that. That just needs to be plugged in, but the Glow Premium has that 4-hour battery. And the tote bag that comes with these is our Glow Tote. So with this Glow Tote, this is nylon canvas as well. It's double padded also. It has a full project pocket here and a pocket for your power cords. It also has a little tab here. So if you are traveling, you can slide it on a suitcase or a rolly cart. But it comes with briefcase handles and a shoulder strap, so you can travel really easily with it. And this can fit, this is the bag that can fit the Flip and Fold 48. So you can put the light boards and the Flip and Fold in this. So those 3 light boards are all on sale at 10% off with their tote bags. I think did you pop a question up, Bethany, that I missed? I didn't see it.
I was just sharing people's comments. Like Tracy said that the totes for all the lights are great and always keep them protected for storage, which is not even if you don't plan on taking your light board places with you, if you don't really travel. And so just keeping it safe and stored so that it doesn't get damaged is reason enough to have the tote. Someone asked earlier, Bonnie asked earlier, if the Flip and Fold 48 cutting mat fits in the Glow Premium tote, and yes, it does. If you fold it up, it will fit in there along with your light board and your project supplies. So it's got enough room for that extra bit, so you can take it all together. And Melody, before we jump into the next day of promos, I thought we would skip that day and go straight into the Ultra with that tote while we're talking about lights and totes, and then we'll circle back. And so I'm going to let you talk about the Ultra and that tote, and then I'll show it on the screen. I've been putting links to all of these in the chat as well.
Yeah. So the Ultra is our biggest one. I've got to move these out of the way. So I'll scoot those over here. And this is our Ultra. I got to flip it around because I've got to plug it in. So this is our Glow Ultra. Now, if you can see this, so the mini is 10 by 13. The Glow Premium and Classic are twice as big as the mini, and the Glow Ultra is twice as big as the Premium and the Classic. So this is our biggest one. The light board is 19 inches by 26 inches. That's the wrong plug. 19 inches by 26 inches. The lighted area is about 17 by 24. I have cords tangled up down here. Guys, today, I'm telling you, it should be Friday because I feel like a day off is warranted right now. It also has the translucent cutting mat that comes with it. It also has the multiple light settings. It's got 4 levels of light also. It's textured on the back. The thing that I love about my Glow Ultra is I can lay a fat quarter out right on it. And because it is big enough that you can do your whole project right on here. So my bigger quilt blocks, my bigger things, I can do right on top of here. The mats all go all the way to the edge of the board. So when you're cutting, you're not going to cut off and hurt the board in any way. So you can cut a full 26-inch length on this one because you can overcut from that grid, which is so nice. This does have to always be plugged in. It does not have a battery. I missed that. Does the Ultra, oh no, the Ultra does not have a battery. The Ultra has to always be plugged in. It takes more lights and more power. The smaller boards all take a 5-volt. So really on the Classic and the Mini that don't have an internal battery, you could plug those into a battery backup power pack or a portable cell phone charger or something like that and power those for a little while if you really wanted to. But the Ultra has to be plugged into an outlet. It has a 12-volt plug that has to be plugged into either a power strip or the wall. So that one does not have a battery.
And while we're talking about this, one thing that I love that we did when we launched all of our light boards is they all have white cords, except for the Ultra has a black cord. So you know exactly which cord, if you have multiple light boards, which one goes to the Ultra.
Yes.
That has been my saving grace. So I don't try plugging in the wrong cord into the wrong board. So like,
yes, because I will tell you, if you do accidentally, you'll blow your little board out. So don't.
Yeah, if you put the black cord into, like, that's for the Ultra, that's a more powerful power source into one of our smaller boards, you'll have issues. And if you try to plug in one of the white cords into the Ultra, it won't really be bright enough, and you'll kind of go, why is this not working right? So the black cord comes with the power cord is for the Ultra. And so if you're like us and you have all of the light boards, that's how I keep it straight. The black cord only goes to the Ultra.
You also, Bethany, there was just a little more insight, and to be completely transparent, there was one manufacturing run of the Ultra light board. So if you've got yours in the last year or so, you have a 12-volt USB cord for your Ultra, which is what Bethany has.
Yeah.
The original ones and the newer ones that just came in do not have a USB. They have a barrel plug because of that thing that Bethany was just talking about. Because the USB end, it's too easy to get confused and plug it into another USB port. USB-C. I know. They don't. Yeah, they still will look like that. They just have a different end now. They have a barrel plug instead of that end. Yes, that end. The end that plugs into the board, because there was some confusion when the USB-C cords came out with the Ultra. We had some people burn their little light boards out because they didn't know that it wasn't the same power source. So now there is one manufacturing run out there that has that, but the rest of them don't. So if you have a USB-C port, yes, always use your black cord for the Ultra, not for the other ones.
But if I'm learning new things too.
Yes. We won't talk about
why
or the frustrations with that. But
I like the color difference, like, because all of our other ones are white and they all will kind of work with each other and be fine and safe. But like this one has to be for the big board, and it's got a bigger box too, which also helps if you forget. So I just like to call that out for people who do have multiple light boards and all the kind of plugs look the same. The color alone helps me differentiate. Which one to grab.
That is still the case. That has always been the case. The black cord is the one for the Ultra. The white cords are the ones for the Mini, Classic, Premium, Original Premium, Original Basic. Any of those take those white cords. So yes, that is true. And guys, if you lose your cord for the smaller ones anyway, we get that a lot. A lot of people are like, I moved, I left it somewhere, whatever. They're USB-C power cords. You can use anything. They come with the cord, but like if you lose it or misplace it, go steal it from your kid or your grandkid. Use one of theirs for their tablets. They don't need to charge those. Use that one. It's totally fine.
I do. I'm going to let you get back to your demonstration. I just like to call that out because I don't feel like we've talked about that a whole lot.
We really haven't. And I think it's a good call out. It's a really good thing to keep in mind because you don't want to burn out one of your other light boards by accident. So,
and I know quite a few of our viewers have multiple light boards, just like we do. And so I just wanted to call that out because normally we kind of talk about one or two light boards. We don't talk about all of them back to back.
All of them at the same time.
So it just kind of popped in and I was like, you know what? And you were switching cords and you were like, oh, that's not it. And that's what made me think of it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for that. Cause that is the one you want to make sure you have that cord for the Ultra. Now the tote bag that comes with the Ultra is this one here. So it fits the entire Ultra in the pocket here. And then you have, it's built just like the Premium and Classic bag. So it goes in here and then you've got that front pocket for other mats or rulers or anything like that. You've got your power cord pocket here. You've got that extra slide thing here. So if you are traveling with it, and I know it sounds weird to travel with it, but you know what? I travel with it all the time. You can take it as a carry-on on an airplane and just ask them to stick it in the closet, and you can store it in the closet while you fly. We do it all the time. So that's totally fine. The other thing that's so great about this little handle is if you are traveling with it and you've got it on your shoulder, you can use this to hold on to kind of take some of that weight off of your shoulder. Because I don't know about you guys, but like my shoulders are not what they used to be. So too much weight on my shoulder is not great. And so I hold it with that. So, that is the Ultra. Now, the differences, I think Linda asked a question about this. The differences is obviously the size is different for all of them, right? The Ultra is the biggest. The Mini is the smallest. The Classic and the Premium are the same size. Those are our mid-size ones. Now, the Mini, the Classic, and the Premium 2 that are all available all have those magnetic plates built in so that you can use magnets on top of those. Now, the Ultra does not. Because those magnetic plates are a little bit heavy when you fill the boards up with them. And the Ultra light board is about 10 or 11 pounds. And so we didn't want to add too much more weight to that. But what you can do, I just dropped them, of course. We have these metallic, self-adhesive metallic plates that you can get on the website. You can get them, they come in 6 in a pack. They are, like I said, they're self-adhesive, so you can peel the back off, and it is sticky, and you can stick it on the back of your Ultra, and then wherever you stick it, that will be magnetic. If you can see that, then you can hold your fabric down that way with that if you want to make it magnetic. So it doesn't have the plates built in. It doesn't come with it, but you can, we do have a retrofit option in order to do that, which is really great. Now, another little tip, like Bethany's tip about the cords, if you decide to do that with your Glow Ultra, I would suggest not sticking the plates down to the back of your board, unless you decide to get plenty of them to stick them wherever you might want it to be magnetic. Because I stuck mine down the first time I got it, and then I found out I was using it over here more than I was using it where I stuck the plates. So they will hold if you're just setting it on the back. The magnets are strong enough to hold through there, and it will hold it right in place. But I don't stick it down anymore because I haven't decided where to stick it permanently. So don't stick it yet. You can, if you know where you want to have it. But I have learned over the last almost year that we've had these, what part of my board I tend to gravitate to. And so that's where I am sticking them now, because I always end up using it right here when I want the magnets, not on the edges. Because the Ultra is so big. The edges are great for the littler ones, but the edges, I don't use it on the edges on the big one. So I didn't stick them down. So you can do that. So that's an accessory that you can get on the website. If you add that to your cart with that code HOLIDAY, you'll get 15% off of the magnets and the plates if you want to do that. I do want to talk about one other accessory that you can use with all of our light boards, except for the Mini. Do not use this accessory on the Mini, but that is our tempered glass mat. This is a fantastic general crafting mat. It is treated tempered glass, similar to a glass stovetop, so it cleans up really easily. If you guys are like me, when you're cooking Sunday dinner and you get gravy spilled all over your glass stovetop, you have to like scrape it off with a nice knife all the time because you spill everything everywhere. That's why my husband does most of the cooking, because I tend to get distracted and it spills. You can scrape that right off and it doesn't scratch the surface. This is similar to that. In addition to that, because it's the same thing, it will take the heat of an iron. So you can set this on top of your light board and you can iron right on top of here. Your applique pieces, your seams, your hems. It makes such a beautiful crisp seam when you're pressing, when you're doing quilting or sewing. It's so fantastic. So, but you cannot use it on the Mini because the Mini is too small. It has these little feet on the bottom. So there's air, there's space between the light board and the glass mat, and those feet stick out too far. So on the Mini, it would be right on top of your light board and the heat would transfer through. So don't use it on the Mini, but you can use it on either the Classic or the Premium, or you can use it in half of your lighted area on your Ultra. I really love using the glass mat on top of the Ultra because you can have two surfaces. You can have a cutting surface and the glass surface. So you can do both things on top of this, or you can take the cutting mat off. You can trace your applique pieces. You can cut them out with your scissors if you're doing it that way. And then you can iron it right on here on top of the light. when I am making applique patterns, I use the glass and the grid on the glass to help me line it up to make sure that it's square and it's the way I want that to be when you do your pressing right on top of there. So guys, those are our 4 light boards. Now we talked about the first 3, the mini, the classic, and the premium at the same time, because those are all on sale for the same price. So those are all 10% off right now. If you add that coupon code HOLIDAY, you can get 15% off that bundle with the light board and the tote bags. And the tote bags are the respective ones that match, right? So they'll match what you're doing. The Ultra is, remind me, Bethany, 20% off right now. So the Ultra with the tote bag is 20% off. Did I see that right? It was 20% off. Add that coupon code. So it's almost 35% off. So it's really a great time to get the Glow Ultra because you can get that storage tote bag with it. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you about the storage tote bag for the Ultra before I forget, it has these little rubber feet on the bottom. So if you put your Ultra in the bag, you can store it upright and it'll help keep it stable. So it's got those little rubber feet on the bottom and all the corners are reinforced so you can travel with it and everything. So those are our light boards, you guys. Christmas in July specials. Amazing deals. Amazing.
Sorry, I'm flipping cameras and things up all the time.
I'm losing my voice.
I know. I have a little update for you that's going to make you really happy.
I'm ready.
So Audra, who my friend, my podcast co-host who lives in Madison, she texted me during the live and she said that there are 2 Christmas stores. One is a little further away, but since you're going to have a car, Christmas Kringle Shop. How cute is that name?
How cute is that?
And the other one is Forever Christmas at Goody Goody Gumdrop. I'll text you these later, but I just had to share that with you. And
thank you. I'm so excited.
Give you a little update.
Oh, I might look at changing my flight to a day early.
You should, or stay a day late, one way or the other.
One way or the other.
You have to look at their hours to see what makes sense. Yeah. But you definitely.
Well, this is the thing that's funny about it. Like we're flying home Sunday morning, and usually if something like this were to come up, I just change it and fly home Sunday night. Except I'm flying home Sunday morning, and then Monday morning I have to leave for Lancaster, so I can't stay late. I could go early maybe, but I can't stay late. So I have to take a look at that.
Just had to throw that out there. And
thank you, Audra. I appreciate that. That's amazing.
She was watching and listening and heard the news. Melody, can I throw a curveball in?
Again?
Can I throw another curveball?
Bethany's going rogue, you guys.
I am.
Yes.
I have a little present.
Okay.
In the form of Puppy wearing her Christmas sweater.
Yay. Hi, Biscuit.
Say hi. So you just woke me up from my nap, but she got all dressed for our last day of Christmas in July. And we've gone through 5 of the 9 days, or 6 of the 9 days. I think we have a few more days to kind of recap on, but I thought we might take a little break and do an impromptu giveaway with our viewers.
I think we should.
And then we'll have a giveaway at the end from one of our registered people.
Yes, I think we should do that.
Biscuit's getting sleepy, and I thought we might just need to wake everybody up and pick a winner.
Biscuit. Catherine mentioned the Frankenmuth, Michigan. I don't know if I said that right. Place, Christmas extravaganza place. And I have always wanted to go to that as well. And I know it's a little bit far from Grand Rapids, but I've done shows in Novi, which is just north of Detroit. And I've always wanted to go to that while I've been there. And it just has never worked out. And so I'm so sad, but I need to get to that one as well. Send me all the Christmas places of all the anywhere that there's Christmas places. Send them to me because I'll find them and I'll go. You guys, Keisha, who is in Dallas right now, called me last night.
Did she go for you after all?
No, she won't. But she's there with some other friends of ours that have a diamond art booth down there, Amy. And so she's like, Amy drives to the shows, and Amy's like, just come down, and you can take my truck to this. She has a cargo van. She's like, you could take it to this, and I'll just take it with me, fill it up. I'll take it all home with me to Iowa and ship it to you when I get home. Just come down. I'm like, so I'm looking delta.com. I'm like, no, I can't. I almost did, but I didn't. I almost did.
Pace yourself. All right.
So we'll have to go out of town.
So what do we want to do as our giveaway our impromptu giveaway today.
I think let's give away a set of our magnets and plates. Let's give a set of magnets and plates, because this is the thing, you guys. We haven't done that in a long time. You can use it on any of the light boards. Even if the light boards have magnetic plates built in, you can add to more spaces.
You can use them on your flip and fold too. You just don't stick them.
Just don't stick them, and you can use them on your cutting mats, you guys. Just don't stick it, and you can use it right on there. So any of your cutting mats, you can use these on, any of them. Just don't use the adhesive part, because you don't want to try to peel that off. But you can just set it on there, and you can help hold your stuff down on any of those things. They're great. They're great. Let's do those.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to ask a question, because we keep talking about Christmas, and it's Christmas in July. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So I would like you guys. Okay. So get ready, because you're going to have to put a number in the chat. And everyone who puts a number in the chat will be registered for this giveaway for the magnet.
This is an impromptu,
unplanned, going rogue. Nobody's at the office but me. Bethany's in Tennessee, so we're doing what we want. Impromptu. So this is what I want you guys to do. So in the chat, if you start decorating for the holidays before November, put a number 1. If you do it November or later, put a number 2. Because I'm starting
1 or 2.
1 or a 2. Either 1 or a 2. 1 or a 2. Ooh, what was that?
I don't know. You're throwing balloons. So number 1, if you decorate before November. Number 2,
November.
If you decorate
2, if you do November or later. Put a 1 or a 2. And Bethany's going to choose a number. Oh, I love seeing all the number ones. That makes me super happy.
Biscuit's going
to choose. Biscuit's going to choose our winner.
Look, I'm gonna put her paw on my little mouse over here and let her choose.
Okay.
It's working. She does need a haircut.
Oh, I love all the 1s and the 2s. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And the winner. Biscuit, who's the winner?
Who's our winner? I got to hit show. Tracy Dunham is our winner of magnets and magnetic plates. Yay!
And she put a number 2, November or later. Beautiful. I love that so much. Tracy, please send me an email to melody@cutterpillar.com with your mailing address. Remind me that you won the magnets and plates. And I will get those shipped off to you. Melody is spelled with 2 E's. It's a little weird. MELODEE @CutterPillar.com. And then we will get those shipped off for you. Yeah.
There you go.
I love going rogue.
Now, Melody, before we dive into our next few days and we go through those, we will be announcing a winner for a prize at the end of this, right? For one last registered winner. Did you get that from our team yet, or do I need to message them real quick?
I did not. If you can message them, that would be great. And Gianna, it's totally fine if you don't decorate at home. To each their own. I would still love you. Don't worry. I will always be your friend.
My best friend, everybody.
It's not my best friend, Keisha, who I travel with all the time, who's in Dallas right now doing a show for us. She hates to decorate for Christmas. She loves to decorate for Halloween. She hates to decorate for Christmas. She's never liked it. And so I last year did her tree for her, and did her decorations for her. And then she has to put it away. I don't take hers down, but I do them for her now. Because that's the only way her poor kids get a tree. So because she'll wait to put it up until the week before Christmas. And then the kids really like it. And so I'm like, I'm just going to do it for you, which is fine because I love doing it more than I love looking at it. I love doing it, and I love reorganizing them to put it away. Is that crazy that I like that all so much?
Yeah.
I love it. I love
it too. This is going to go now. She'll come back for the grand prize giveaway.
Great.
And we'll figure all of that out shortly. But Melody, our next day to show, let me pull it up. Let me scroll up a bit. We need to go back to day 5 with our prop trimmers and totes and our paper trimmer and tote. So this is day 5. We skipped day 5 to do all the light boards together, but we're going to go back to day 5 and then we'll do 6, 7, and 8. Or 7 and 8. But this one is all about our crafting paper products. So we have prop trimmer, paper trimmer. We have a regular pro paper trimmer. Both are on sale up to 45% off, meaning they're 30% off. But when you add the code holiday, you get an extra 15% off. And it's a bundled deal, just like we did with the light boards and their totes. We did the same with our paper trimmers and their totes. And Melody, I know, is already going to tell you how we share, like how she uses her totes for other things.
Yeah,
not just for storing and her totes. Yeah, she uses it all the time.
I use it all the time. So Bethany, do you have a pro trimmer there by chance?
I do.
Okay, because Todd borrowed the pro trimmer out of the studio and it's not in here right now. But I'm going to show you.
Find it. I'm going to let you start with the crop.
Okay, I'm going to start with the crop trimmer. The thing about the trimmers is they work the exact same. We have two sizes. This is the smaller one, but they both work exactly the same. So whether you like the big one or the small one, it's the same. The thing, there's a few things that make these paper trimmers the best. Almost all of us have a paper trimmer for some reason or another in our house, right? We have those old slide trimmers. We have old guillotine ones. These are so fantastic and so much better. First of all, your cutting blade, you have a rotary cutting blade that's inside this cartridge here, and it stays inside the cartridge. So it's super safe. So it's not like those guillotine ones where you could snip the end of your finger off. It stays super safe for kids, grandkids, husbands, friends, anybody who uses it, they're not going to hurt themselves, which is really amazing on it. It works on a gear system. I don't know how close you can see that, but inside the cartridge here, there are gears, and there's a gear track in the bar here, and that is what rotates your blade. So like most rotary cutters, you have to press down on a spring bar to get the cutting to happen. You don't have to do that here. All you're doing is guiding it. So it works more like a power saw, and you're just guiding the blades rather than you having to use any energy to it. This blade is a hardened steel, and this metal piece right here is a softer steel. So just like if you are sharpening a knife in the kitchen, it keeps it super sharp. So you do not have to, I've never replaced my blades. They're self-maintaining because of that. There's nothing worse than if you're in the middle of a paper crafting project and you have to go get a replacement blade and the store is either closed or it doesn't have it or anything like that. They're out of stock. You don't have to worry about that because it maintains itself. You can sharpen it back up every time. So this is such a great paper trimmer. Now, the other thing that it has is this right here is our LED light bar right here on the end. So this will light up, and then you can see exactly where you're cutting because it lights up to the edge here, and the edge is where you're doing your paper cutting. And I do have a piece of paper right here. So this is just regular like text weight paper. Same as copy paper, same as if you're like if you want to trim down your patterns or you want to trim off I don't know, I can't think of anything, just regular copy weight paper, it can cut that. This right here is 80-pound cardstock. It will also cut this. It will cut vellum. It will cut handmade paper. It will cut all those things. And the thing that's so great, if you do any paper crafting at all, usually what you're doing is you're matting an image, you're matting a photo onto another piece of cardstock. And if you do it off center by a tiny little bit, you can't fix it, but this will cut down to about 1/64 of an inch because of the way that mechanism works. And because it stays so sharp, you can do all of that cutting. Now the crop trimmer is the smaller one. It's about a 6.5-inch base, but it does swing out. So it measures out to 17.5 inches. The only difference on the pro trimmer is that the base is different. The base is 15 by 15 and it has a little storage drawer, but the mechanism on both of them are identical. Now they do on this special come with the tote bags, which they're so great because this piece of the trimmer always has to stay up because you have to have a perfect 90-degree angle for it to stay self-maintaining. Linda's question, if it does cut thick chipboard, it does not. It's meant for precision, not for bulk. It will cut up to about 100-pound cardstock. So those cardstock bases that you get that are super thick, 100-pound, it will do those, but not thicker than that. If you are trying to cut something and you feel any resistance at all, it is too thick, you want to stop. You don't want to continue to do that. You will mess up the alignment of your trimmer and you'd have to start over. So if you feel any resistance, don't try to cut through it. That's kind of the rule of thumb for that. But so the tote bag, because this metal piece stays up, they're super boxy. So they're super thick. So when you put your trimmer inside here, you have all this extra space that you can store other stuff in here. You have a storage pocket on the top here where you can put stuff in there. And you also have the tab on the back. So if you want to slide it on a rolly cart or a suitcase, you've got your briefcase handle and your padded shoulder strap as well. And then it has these little, what we call seat belts. So you can put your trimmer in and you can Velcro it in so it will stay put. I like to Velcro it with the little blade in between the two Velcro pieces. So if you are traveling, if you're in the car or you're carrying it anywhere, it doesn't like, the blade doesn't slip around too much. It stays kind of in the middle and it doesn't fly all over the place. But so you can put that in there and you can put a whole lot of other things in it. Now, the things that I love about the Pro bag is twice the size of the crop bag. So this bag right here, I take 3 of these and 2 of these when I travel for shows, because I put all of my supplies in here. I put my signs in here. I put all my power cords in here, and everything stays together, and you can carry it. You can just pull it out, whatever you need to use. I love these tote bags for so many things, guys. You can put so many things in it. You can take this crop bag. You can put your fat quarters, fold it up in here, seatbelt them in, put your patterns in here, take it with you. You can put your bigger bolts of fabric in here with your templates or anything like that. They're the best tote bags. They're the best tote bags to take for all kinds of things. They are padded and they are big and they are thick and they are boxy, but they're also not terribly big. And so they're really great to just carry around with anything. So I don't have my Pro trimmer in here, Bethany. I don't know if you found yours.
I don't have one. I only have the crop.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you had a Pro or not, but
yeah.
If you like a big trimmer with a big base, the Pro is great for that. And there's a storage drawer in there. I'll tell you guys, there's the Pro right there. That storage drawer, you can hide your snacks in there that you don't want to share with your family. Because
or your cash money
or your cash money. I think there's cash money in the Pro trimmer here in the office because I like to.
Oh, and Todd took it. Let's hope he doesn't find it.
Yeah, I don't know if he took that. He was working on a poster here at the office a couple of days ago, and I forgot that he took it out of the studio. But anyway, shame. So good. But
both of these are 30% off, and then you add the code holiday, you get an extra 15% off. So you can choose between the crop or the Pro or both, and they both are going to come with their specific totes, so you can use those. I like both. I use the Pro at the office, but I only have the crop here at my house. Because I don't do as many paper crafts as like Melody and them do. So I just got the crop one, but it's wonderful. It's great. Like I don't do a lot of paper stuff like you guys were talking about, but I trim all of my pattern pieces down, like my paper patterns that I print off my PDFs. And I have to tape all the pages together and I have to line up the stuff, especially for garment sewing or craft projects and stuff. And to be able to like get them to line up perfectly, you have to trim off some excess because you can't, a home printer won't print all the way to the edge of the paper, right? And so I have to trim off that little bit to make it easier to line it up because it's so important that it matches perfectly for you to cut out your pieces. And so it's so much faster to cut it out with these. And I love the guard. I don't know how much you talked about that because I was looking for things, but the guard around the rotary blade to keep your hands safe. So like if you have children that want to cut stuff, like this is really safe for them to use, unlike any other paper cutter on the market that I've ever come across, because some of them are terrifying. They're literally like guillotines that you
they're well, and even those little slide ones, right? The little slide ones that you have on that little plastic. If it's open, you can cut yourself. I've cut myself on those so many times. Or
they just they get dull so fast, and then you go to cut and it doesn't cut. It just takes your paper and just jams it and tears it, and you're just like, well, that's a waste. And now it's not like you can straighten that out and smooth it out. So it's like ruined. I'm a little bitter about some of that. And I've gotten rid of all of them.
That's the thing about paper crafting that's different from sewing and quilting, which I'm just doing quilting more now than I have before. But if you do it wrong in paper crafting, you can't just unpick it and do it again. Like if you try to like tear it apart,
your paper's done for.
Your paper's done for. And so having that accuracy at the beginning is so great with paper crafting if you do that. But really everybody needs a paper trimmer in their house.
Right. And I had one that was a rotary attached to a ruler. So it didn't have a base like this. It was just a rotary and a ruler. But like you had to have a cutting mat underneath it. It didn't self-sharpen. It wasn't protected and guarded to keep me safe. Like, it feels so unsafe to touch it. And so I got it, this is ages ago, and it hung on my wall. Like, it has a hook, and I just hung it on the wall to keep it out of the way. And I've never used it because the few times I've tried, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with it.
It's scary. Yeah.
And I use all the tools. So if I feel unsafe using it, I would never recommend it. And so when I saw ours, and it was like, and then it's well lit and it's elevated, so you don't have to have a cutting mat underneath it and all these other things, I'm like, this solves all the problems I've ever had with
it. Does.
Cutter. All of them.
It does. And those, the thing that's like, I've been in the crafting world in some form for about 25 years. Most of my career, my adult life, that's what I've been doing. I started in the paper crafting world for a bunch of different manufacturers. I have had every single paper cutter there is.
Yeah.
When I first met Jack and learned of this paper cutter at a show, I got this one and I threw every single other one away. I have one other one that cuts chipboard. But
that one is still sitting, hanging on my wall, and I don't know why, because I refuse to touch it.
It fills up the space. It just fills up the space on the wall. Well, it's out of sight, out of mind. Like, you're not even getting.
It's behind the door, so I don't really see it. But it's not. I need to just get rid of it, and I wouldn't even like gift it to someone because it doesn't feel safe.
Yeah. For sure.
I love this comment. Did you see this?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah, I did see that. I think just for Jenna, that's the thing that's the kind of stuff that we do, right? That's the thing that we do as crafters in general, is we have something that does what we need. But when there's another version of it that does one other thing, we need that as well. That is why I have all 4 light boards at my house. That is why I have both paper cutters at my house. That is why I have both flip folds at my house. Because there is one thing or 2 things that's a little bit different from the other one. So we just need it for another thing. And I think that's fair. I think that's totally fine. I am here to enable us all into believing that is how we live. Because
we all know that I would just keep candy in the drawer. Like, that's really all it would be. It would be candy.
Guys, it is the best place to hide the Halloween candy that you steal from your kids or grandkids. It's the best place because those little ones fit right in there. All the Twixes fit in a row. Listen, you can put Fireball mini bottles in there too. I'm not telling you how I know, but you can.
They fit, and now we know.
They fit. Fireball fits. Not all mini bottles fit. Not all of them do.
Oh my gosh, you're too funny. You're too funny.
Fireball does fit in there. Just throwing that out there as an option.
So we have 2 more days to go through for our Christmas in July. And I think these will go pretty quickly because one is our clamp light and the other one is our flex accessory kit. So we've got all the light boards, we've done the paper trimmers, everybody's got a tote to go with everything. We've got our cutting mats, but let's talk about the smaller accessories that we have that you cannot sleep on these. They are amazing. They are what's going to elevate your experience with everything else we just walked you through. And that is our clamp light and our flex accessory kit. So Melody, if you want to take a little breather.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add this to stage so you can see what we're talking about. We've got the clamp light and the flex accessory kit. I'm going to hop over and share the clamp light, if that's okay.
Please do.
All right, let me switch this up real quick. Here we go. And you know what helps? Knowing where my clamp light is. This is what happens when I put stuff away.
And that's why we don't put anything away.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about the clamp light. And then I'm over here like, oh, I don't know where my clamp light is. And I need a ruler. Actually, here's a ruler. Look at me rolling around everywhere. All right. We're ready. We're ready. You guys ready? Am I ready?
Beautiful.
All right. So this is our clamp light. And Melody shared it the other day. And I'm going to talk about it today because, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of our clamp light. You cannot go wrong with this light. And I'm going to talk about this for so many different reasons. But if you have ever hurt yourself with a rotary cutter, cutting with a ruler, because maybe that rotary cutter like jumped up over the ruler. It happens. Maybe you didn't hurt yourself, but you got that scare and you were like, oh, that was a close call. Like it makes you nervous. That is the biggest reason why I like to tell people about our clamp light. But there's so many other reasons. So I'm going to talk about it here. This is the clamp light. It has this little lever right here in the middle, and that is, you want that to be up before you stick this to your ruler, and then you push it down, and that's all you have to do to adhere it to your ruler. It is on there. It's not coming off until I want it to, and that is just by simply lifting that again. There's a little tab right here. If it sticks, you can just kind of lift that to loosen it. But you're just going to clamp it down, and I like to clamp it down so that there is a light right here, and I'm going to turn it on. I like to clamp it down so that the light is facing the side of the ruler that I'm going to be cutting on. And what it does, and I know it's the reason why I did it on my white table, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you all. There is, let me see if I can, oh, it gets brighter, so that's not going to help. There is the slightest line along the edge of my ruler that this light creates with a slight shadow. That is my visible guide. So if visibility is hard for you when cutting or staying lined up with things, this really helps light it up. The other thing that I love is now my hand is elevated. My hand is elevated up off my ruler. So I'm able to keep my hands safe from those jumping rotary cutters, which happens, especially if you kind of get in a groove and you're going kind of quickly. It can easily happen, right? I also find that it is easier for me to apply pressure to my material to prevent my ruler from sliding. When my hand is elevated, I don't have to push so hard. I can just kind of have my hand there, and that is plenty. I'm, with a ruler and you're just kind of putting your hand here, now you're unsafe, right? But you're also like, it's easy to slip and slide. When you have your hand elevated, it's a little easier because now my hand isn't open like this. It's in a firm grip, and there are grooves on this to make it nice and comfortable. The other thing is, it's really important to note is, and I'm going to see if I can actually show this here. My hand is now in a straight position. So if you have any issues with arthritis, wrist, hands, any of that, if pushing, like doing this, that angle is not good for your wrist. So we want to keep ourselves safe more than just like not cutting ourselves with a rotary cutter. It's also like ergonomically the right way to protect yourself. It's the same as like with a keyboard. You don't want to like type like this. You want to type with your arms nice and straight, your wrists nice and straight. And it's the same concept here. So it's also about protecting and making it so that we're not hurting ourselves and causing damage to ourselves when we're cutting a lot of projects. And I know with some of these quilt projects, how many pieces you're having to cut out. So that is also very helpful. So we have the safety for the handle, safety for applying pressure, safety for our wrists and our hands. But raise your hand if you're a lefty. If you're a lefty, we love you. And we know that not all sewing tools are created equal for everybody who's a lefty. And we get that. There are scissors out there, but there's not as much available for you. My fiance is a lefty, so I totally get it. But this is the same on both sides. So whether you're using this with your right hand, so you can cut with your left, or you're using it with your left hand, so you can cut with your right, it works for everybody. So no matter, and if you're ambidextrous and you like to switch it up, go for it, okay? Like that is totally fine. But I just like to call that out because it is meant to be used any way that you want. Now, I've used this on rulers that are as small as 3 inches. So I can use it here, but I prefer to use it on my bigger rulers because we have those smaller clamps for these little ones. You can use it on long rulers. You can use it on square rulers, whatever you want to use it on. It's totally up to you. If you have a really long ruler like I have here, this is what is this? 24-inch ruler, 24.5-inch ruler in length. Sometimes people like to get 2 and they'll put one down here and have the light on down here, and then they'll put another one up here, and then they'll have 2. So they'll hold and cut, and then they'll switch their hand, hold and cut. For those longer rulers, that can be really nice. So I just like to point that out as well, because again, I am a huge fan of these. I know we've all seen like those weird suction cup bar things and everything, and those work for like these long rulers sometimes, but they don't light up the area. They're not really ergonomically safe for you because they only go one direction. So now you're holding it like this. That doesn't feel good. So having something that you can control. I noticed the other day when Melody was showing hers, she kind of had hers at an angle because that was more comfortable for her. Whereas I like to put mine straight on. So it's totally up to you how you want to place this on your ruler. This is one of those tools that once you have it, you're like, that makes sense. Now you can also use this with your glass mat. Because it is glass, it will stick to this as well. So if you've got your glass mat on top of your light board and you're wanting to keep a nice straight cut or something, you can use this as well. Or maybe you just want to use your glass mat and the light together. That's fine. That's fine too. But just know it will stick to this, and it's so strong that it even lifts up this glass mat. And if you guys have one of these, they're not light. They're pretty solid glass mats. And the fact that I can lift this whole glass mat up is amazing. So it's a really good suction, really good secure. You're going to absolutely love the clamp light. We sold out of these last Christmas, and it took us several months to get them back in stock. I have a feeling we'll sell out of them going into the holidays again this year. So this is a great time with our Christmas in July to take advantage of this deal. And I'm going to put it up on the screen real quick. Let me grab it for you. Here we go. I'm going to share this one. I have to click some buttons. All right.
Yeah.
Here we
lots
go.
Of buttons.
So you can get up to 25% off of our clamp light. It is currently 10% off on the website automatically, making it $44.99. But if you add that 15% off code holiday, you'll get an extra 15% off. So it'll be up to 25% off. This is an easy one to just like, it makes sense. It works with all of our other products. Just grab it. You're not going to regret it.
You're not.
And if you've never used one of these, even when you don't use the light, just having your hand up and elevated it just makes it, I take it everywhere with me. I take it to Sewing Club, and that's because I don't want like anyone at Sewing Club to get hurt while at Sewing Club. So I'm like, I take my ruler and I automatically go ahead and clamp the light to it. Whether they, this is the ruler I take to Sewing Club, and I automatically stick this to it so that when they go to the shared cutting station with the flip and fold and all of this, they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, hit that little green button. And they're like, oh my gosh. Cause like the corner where we put our cutting station is always a little darker. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so helpful, because the lighting in our space isn't the best at Sewing Club. And so, yeah, we're able to like really keep everybody safe at Sewing Club. I don't want anybody to get hurt with our tools.
I like to use it on my like square rulers a lot, right? Because you can because it's so perfect to kind of align that all up. It is rechargeable. I'm not sure if you mentioned that. I was reading an email at the beginning. It's rechargeable. So there's a little port there. It comes with a little cord, USB-C. Any USB-C cord will work. It's also got these little indicator lights on the top of it. So you'll kind of know how much longer of a charge you've got. And there's 2 different light levels. So depending on like, if it's the middle of the day and you've got a lot of natural light, you need it brighter. If it's nighttime and you don't have all that, you can dim it down and you don't have to use it all the way bright. So
and I use it in the studio a lot. So I actually don't turn on the light very often because my studio's lit up like the 4th of July. And so I couldn't tell you the last time that I actually like charged it, and it's still got like 2.5 to 3 lights here. So it lasts a long time. And I think if I use the light more, like I sew at night sometimes, so that's usually when I'll use it in my sewing room. But yeah, I absolutely love it.
It's fantastic. I want to answer a couple of things that were popping in the comments while you were talking.
Let you do that real quick, and I need to take someone outside.
Okay, yeah. So this is day 9 of our wrong one. There we go. Bethany is in charge. She's so much better about all that stuff than me. So this is day 9 of our Christmas in July. We do not have an additional special today. We're just kind of going through all of the other Christmas in July specials that we have had. We've gone through our flip and folds, were our day 1. Then we had our mini light board, classic light board, premium 2 light board, and ultra light boards that are all on special with the tote bags that come with them. You have to do the bundle to get the extra discount. And then I know you guys were mentioning like there's I saw the need, because you do need the tote bags to go with some other items that you may have already purchased in the past, whether it be a mini flip and fold, a 48 flip and fold, whether it be a light board that you already have and you want a tote bag now. Any of those products that you add to your cart any CutterPillar products on our website, that holiday discount will apply the 15% on. So if you already have the mini light board, you want to get the Flip and Fold 36 and the tote bag, throw those both in there. You can get that Flip and Fold 36, which is already 30% off plus that 15% off. And then you add the tote bag in there, you'll get 15% off just the tote bag as well. So if there's some of these products, I know a lot of you already have some of our stuff, which is lovely. And we appreciate that so very much. If there's pieces here that we've been showing you that you don't yet have, maybe the magnets, maybe the glass mat, maybe a tote bag, add those to your cart now. You can get that 15% off with that coupon code HOLIDAY. And we are extending our Christmas in July. It was supposed to end today, but we are extending it through Sunday. Tracy, I'm trying to read your comment right there. According to the website, all discounts run out in just over an hour. We decided to extend it. So I'm not sure if the web team has caught up to what we decided to do when we go rogue or not. Hopefully they'll change that on the website as well. But if you are signed up for our newsletter, you'll get that information as well. But we decided to extend it. So the coupon code is not going to go away until midnight Sunday night. Mountain time, midnight Mountain time. That's when the coupon code will expire. But it is good to go up until then. And all of these items are going to be on sale up until then. But once midnight hits, the sales are all going to go away. The sales are going to go away. The coupon codes are going to go away. All of that's going to go away because we are focusing on something different for August, which we are really excited about. And Bethany had to take Biscuit out. So I'm going to tell you guys what we're doing for August. We decided to do. August is sort of back to school time. And we're going to do a lot of focusing on that. We've got some specials coming up for back to school, but we also have a new program that we're launching for educators and teachers so that they can upload a copy of their school ID, whether they're in administration or whether they're a teacher or anything to do with the education, and then get a discount on products that way that they can use on our website all the time. And then we're also having a nominate a teacher or educator kind of game. I don't know if you want to call it sweepstakes, whatever. So you can nominate a teacher. You can nominate yourself if you are a teacher or an educator, and, you know, get to win prizes throughout the month of August. So that's going to be our August sort of focus, is those things. We have some other fun things coming up in August because there's some other kind of kooky, obscure little holidays that we're leaning into. One is Couples Day, which we've got some fun stuff planned for that for a week. We've got our partners, the brothers that own the company, are going to pop in with their wives. I hope you guys join the wives, Lindsay and Karen, on the Sew and Spill vlogs that they do, the lives that they do. They're going to bring their husbands in. I don't remember which day exactly in August, but they're going to bring them in, try to teach them how to craft a little bit for our couple holiday that I always remember the name of that actual holiday. I'm breaking the rules and telling them about the stuff coming up.
Our entire marketing plan for August. I hear it. Love it.
So we're gonna have lots of fun. But we're gonna be it's all right. We're just telling.
Biscuit had a little too much excitement, and she started to get sick on my white rug.
Ooh.
So I put her outside, and it's like 1,000 degrees outside. She still had her Christmas sweater on, so I didn't want to leave her out there too long, but she needed to be outside for a minute. And I was in here scrubbing my white rug.
It's always something around here, guys.
So now she's in the kitchen with her sweater off, and there's no rugs in the kitchen that she can destroy. And anyways, sorry.
But yeah, so I was just talking a little bit about what's coming up.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. The Christmas in July has to end at midnight on Sunday. We were able to extend it a little bit for you guys, but it has to end at midnight on Sunday because our next plan starts on Monday. And so it will end.
I'm actually really excited about it. We've got I know you talked about the teachers, and we've got a teachers program we're launching. We've got some really fun back to school deals that we're doing. We've got some BOGO things that we're going to be doing, which we've never done BOGO before. So that's exciting. Yeah. The third week of August there's a couples day, and we're kind of carrying that out through the week, and we're pairing up products that work really well together. All of our products work well together, but we're kind of calling up these little special couples in our product lines. And then I think I heard you say Karen and Lindsay are going to bring their husbands in, who are the owners of CutterPillar, that you don't ever really see on camera, but I convinced them. I gave them a really solid pitch, and they have a hard time saying no to me.
They have a hard time saying no. And it's I'm telling you what, I'm so excited to see them pop on camera and have
They're a
Karen
lot of
and
fun.
Lindsay. They're super fun to try to teach them how to craft.
Have you seen
with their
those videos where people like paint each other as like a little date night couples
Yeah,
thing?
that's
And
one
it's
of the
the
ideas. I
best.
don't know if they'll actually do that or not. I hope they do.
No, but
I
it's
think
going to
that
be a
would be great.
craft. It's the same concept. They're going to craft something together and they're going to try to teach them something and just have fun with it. And if anything, we
Yeah.
hope it inspires you guys to like do that as well. Like everybody has different things that they enjoy doing. And typically like when your partner, your spouse, whatever, you guys don't have like the same hobbies typically. So like if you're a
Right.
crafter or a quilter, to take a moment to share what you love to do with your significant other is really sweet and vice versa. So that's kind of the concept of this. And so we're going to do that third week. And then the last week of the month, we're going to do some other fun stuff and talk about back to school again. We're going to have some special back to school projects throughout the month, some back to our sew-alongs. All of this is just kind of like our regular, like, scheduled show kind of thing that we do. And then we go into September with our Handmade Collective event. So, and then we go into Q4 where we have October and Houston Quilt Market, and we have Halloween and then Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it's just, there's a lot that kind of goes on for the rest of the year. So we just thought we'd have a little fun in August.
And thank our educators because they work really hard and they're all going back to work. And so if you know an educator, if you know a teacher, if you know an administrator, anybody in that realm, and you want to, like when I think back of my kids in school and the teachers that inspired them, like I wish I could do a thank you to them. And so
I know. This is a way to give back to those teachers.
Yeah. And my sister is an educator. She teaches high school English and she puts up with the teenagers all day, every day. And she's so fantastic and she loves it. And it's just a way to kind of just say a little bit of a thank you because we appreciate that. Because I tell you, I admire those that can homeschool their kids. I never could have done that. And so I appreciate the teachers so very much.
Oh, I know. They're amazing. So look out. It's not ready yet. It'll be on the website next week after the Christmas and July sale ends. There will be a whole thing on our new teacher program and how to nominate a teacher. We're going to do a giveaway every single week of the month of August. So we're going to do a giveaway the first, second, and third week of August. And then the fourth week of August, it'll be those 3 items will be given away in a bigger bundle. So we'll have 4 teachers throughout the month that will win a prize just because someone nominated them and wanted to recognize them for whatever the impact they've had on their lives, which is really cool. And we're really excited about that. Now we still have one more day of Christmas in July that we need to share. We need to talk about. And that is the last day. So this was Wednesday's deal with the Flex Light accessory kits. And there's 2 versions, one with light, one without. So you can choose which one you want to use your code for, but they're up to 25% off. And I'm going to put a link to these in the chat, and then Melody is going to talk about them.
Yeah. So for those of you that have been around CutterPillar products for a little while, you know that we've had this Flex Light available for a couple of years now. It's one of our very best selling items. It's this little light that has this little neck that you can point wherever you need extra light. And it comes with this little cradle. Oh, it's over here on the sewing machine here. It comes with this little cradle. So you can slide it in there on your machine. It has a piece of Velcro on the back so you can stick it wherever you want, extra light, and you can point that wherever you need it. At home, I tend to have it here pointed at my needle all of the time because that's where I need the extra light. But there are multiple light settings on it. You can adjust it as well. Let's see if we can turn that on. There we go. There's 3 different light settings on it. So you can adjust that. It's rechargeable like the clamp light is. You have the little port right here in the top. And you can, I don't know if you guys can hear that phone ringing. I have a phone call coming in. Just ignore that. Anyway, so this is our Flex Light. And this has been available for a while. You can stick it on a sewing machine. You can stick it on, my husband sticks it on his power saw sometimes. You can do all of that with it. And it's so great. It's a great little light. We love it so much that we added pieces to it now that you can do other things with it. And now this light is so versatile. You can use it for so very many things now because these Flex accessory kits come with additional things that you can add to it. So let me show you. First of all, it comes with this base, and the base is where you can put all of your little accessories. Now, the thing that's so great about the base is it has a little outlet on it here. So you can store your flex light inside the base here, and you can plug the base in and you can charge it while it's in the base. Now, while it's in the base, you can turn it on and it can be like a tabletop light, right? Because you can work on anything that you're working on. I do this now. I used to do this. I would hold it and do this, but I mentioned before I use the light boards to build Legos because I can set the pieces out on the light board and see the difference in the pieces. I use this now to read the instructions in the little books because the little books are hard to see. And so you can use this as a tabletop light when you've got it in the base. So that's the first thing that it does, which is so great. Plug it in. It'll charge up while you're using it because you can plug this part in. The second thing, it comes with these extra little additional clips and holders for your lights. This is the clippy one. So this one has a little clip on the end of it. So this one is meant for your, like an embroidery hoop or anything like that. So if you're doing any handwork on an embroidery hoop, you can set it right on here and you can clip it onto your hoop. And then you can have extra light that way. You can clip it onto a book. You can clip it onto a canvas. You can clip it on any of those things and you have that extra light right in the palm of your hand. Now, it also has this little magnifier. So you can use this little magnifier. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm going to shut that off a little bit because these studio lights are so bright. You can use this little magnifier to see better what you're doing. See how it magnifies what you're doing, but you can attach that to the end of your light. So you can have a light and a magnifier on it, guys. It's so great. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Then you can use it and you can see better what you're doing. I now stick the magnifier on it when it's on my machine all the time because then I can see my needle to thread so much better. So that's a great little addition. Then we have this other little piece here. So this is another little cradle that holds. Now there's different ways to use this one. It has magnets here on the back and it has little holes here on the side. Okay, so this also comes with this little lanyard. So with this lanyard, there's little hooks on the bottom of the lanyard, and you can attach this to these little hooks. So I'm going to take this piece off because this part gets a little confusing. So I'm going to take that part off for just a minute. So now you can wear this on. You can wear this around your neck. And this little cradle here hooks to these two hooks on the lanyard. Okay. So and the lanyard's adjustable, so you can make it as long as you need to. And then you can slide your light in that. Now, if you've got your light in this, especially if you have the magnifier on it, when you're working on your handwork, it will flop, it will flop, it will flop around, especially with that magnifier, because it gets really, really heavy, right? So we have this additional piece here. Now, this little disc that comes in the back of your accessory kit is acrylic on one side with a magnet, and it is kind of soft and fuzzy on the back side. And then there's an extra piece to the lanyard that the black part of it will clip onto this disc right here. So this will clip onto the disc just like that. And you can take this little hook and you can hook it on to the hook, to the ring on your lanyard. So if you hook that on just like that, then you can take this little disc and you can slide it into your shirt. I hope it's not messing my microphone up too much. Sorry, guys. And then this will magnetize right there, and then it will stay in place. Now, I know when Bethany does this, she doesn't use the lanyard, which you don't need to use the lanyard. You can do it without the lanyard because this little disc part here will unattach from your lanyard, and you can take this off, and you can use this just this way. Now, if it comes apart and falls down, you won't have the lanyard to catch it, but that's okay. The magnets are so strong. It'll go through a sweatshirt. It'll go through a t-shirt. It'll go through a jacket. It'll go through a hoodie. It'll go through all that. And it will keep your light right where you need it to do your handwork. You can see right there. And it will stay in place. So when you are doing your crocheting, your knitting, your embroidery, you can do any of that stuff and you can wear that light. You can also turn it into a table lamp with this because of that magnet, and because of the soft thing on the back, it's not going to be cold on your skin. But if you have that on a tabletop, you can set it in this cradle and it can be a tabletop lamp that way as well. Now we have two versions of the accessory kit, like Bethany mentioned. We have one, if you already have a flex light, we have a kit that just is all the accessory pieces. If you do not already have a flex light or you would like another flex light, we have it available with an additional light. Now, extra flex lights are never a bad thing. You can always have one charging. You can forget where you put it and always have another one. You can keep one in your studio. You can keep one next to the TV, so that you can do handwork while your husband's watching TV or while you're watching TV. You can have it right there and pop it out. They're just the best thing. They're Bethany's favorite also. She likes these little accessories. She loves the light boards, but she loves these little accessories. So the Flex accessory kits are already on sale at 10% off. But you can use that coupon code HOLIDAY and you can add it. So it turns this little light, which is so great to add to your sewing machine or to anything else. It turns this little light into have so many other uses. You can take it with you in so many different places. It's so great. It's such a fun little kit.
My favorite thing is having all the Flex lights. I think I have 3 or 4 at this point.
I think you do.
I have a lot. And that's because as you guys know, I'm notorious for like not charging them. So I always have one in the base charging. I have another one that's usually like plugged in somewhere as well, charging. But then I'll have like 1 or 2 on 2 different. I have so many different sewing machines. So I have them kind of everywhere. I have one that kind of lives in my living room with the magnetic plate to be able to wear it while I'm crocheting. I'm currently working on a new crochet project because I have a new baby niece coming in October. I'm so excited. And the first little girl to be added to our family since me. Okay. So
that's awesome.
My son he just turned 19 this past Sunday. And my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, has a little boy named Levi, and he'll be 2 in November. So that's the age gap between the 2 grandchildren. And then my brother and sister-in-law are having a little girl in October. So we're really excited because they'll be really close in age. But for Levi, I made him a crochet little dog. And I had just started kind of crocheting when I made it before he was born. It was in his little gift basket of all the goodies I made for his baby shower. And I get pictures all the time. I got one this morning actually from my brother of him with his little crochet doggy sitting in his chair ready to read a book. He loves to read books. And so I was like, okay, well, if he loves it so much, I have to do the same thing for baby girl. Right. So I'm working on a crochet project. So I keep one Flex light over there so I usually do that late at night as we're watching TV, kind of winding down for the night. I'll work on it. So yeah, I have them like everywhere. And so the reason I have so many Flex lights is because when one dies, I know I can go over to the station with all the accessories and grab the one that's been charging and swap them out. Yeah. Because I never want to be without. And then I usually take one, like I mentioned before, the sewing club that I go to every month, like the lighting there in that room is not great at all. So I always have one on my machine there. And actually quite a few of my sewing club friends have gotten them because they've seen mine and they're like, okay, that makes a big difference. So we all now like kind of light up our spaces with Flex lights all around the room. It's just really fun, but you cannot have enough Flex lights in my opinion. So if you've already got one and you are looking at the 2 kits, accessory kits, like just get the one with extra Flex light because nothing's worse than being in a project and your light dying on you. And they do last a long time, but they do. They run out of juice.
They last, and there's multiple levels. So if you're doing it on low, it lasts about 10 hours. Like it lasts a long time. If it's on high, it's 3 to 4 hours. Mm-hmm. So like it does last quite a bit, but if you're like us and never plug them in because you're using them all the time, it's great to have that secondary option for sure. But they're like,
or if you've got someone who keeps stealing it from you because they like it, like a spouse who's using it to work on their cars.
Spouse or a grandkid. Yeah. Because that's the thing. That's the problem now. Like he stole it from me to put on the power saw, but now the little thing that has a magnet, he'll stick it in the car and he'll forget to bring the cradle part back in and that'll still be under the hood of the car. Or things like that. I mean, great, use it, but bring it back. That's all I ask. Anyway, it makes it so very useful for so very many things. Mm-hmm. It's so great. Yeah. And the magnifier is amazing. I love that part. Yeah. I think we might have had some questions rolling through, but I think I missed them. I'm not sure if we did.
Leanne said she's excited to use it for cross stitch.
Yes.
Linda asked if you can get extra Velcro. It's just
It's just Velcro.
And it's just stuck on. So like, it's like a sticky adhesive Velcro to the cradle.
Yeah.
So if you ever need to swap it out, you can just peel that off and put new Velcro on. You can do dots.
Yeah, we don't have extra Velcro. But it's just like, we're technically not supposed to call it Velcro.
Yeah. Hook and loop.
But it's generic hook and loop. So anything works fine. Any of that would be just fine.
Catherine says that she loves her flex light attached to her machine. It really helps when sewing on dark fabrics. That is so true. So true.
It's so true.
The opposite of that is I was crocheting with white chenille yarn, which is really fuzzy. And when you start crocheting chenille yarn, you lose your loops, and it's hard to see. And so with the light, I was able to see my V's, as they call it.
Yeah.
Cross stitch. We talked about that.
Embroidery, cross stitch.
She likes to put the light underneath the hoop for cross stitch, which is another perspective. So it's
because that'll light your holes up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You know what you can also do? You could also do for that. We got my mother was always a hand embroiderer, and she had a stroke and lost vision in one of her eyes, so she couldn't sew anymore, and she was really mad. So when I first started working for CutterPillar almost 9 years ago, I got her a light board, and we just set it on her lap, and the light would shine through at the bottom so she could see better what she was doing. And she was able to do a little more sewing before she had to finally stop because of her Alzheimer's. But that light and so the flex light would work as well, but you could also set your light board on there and light it up from below, and it helps it so much to see what you're doing.
Diane says her flex light is incredible. She's gifted them to family and friends who also love it. They do make wonderful gifts. Linda says flex lights are great. I had 3, but my daughter took one basically for her embroidery, so she's planning to get another one for her granddaughter's sewing machine. So it's a family affair of
stealing flex lights. I'm glad it's not just my family that steals flex lights from me. I'm glad it's not just mine.
Yeah. Everybody's really loving it and saying that they need a flex light if they don't have one. Sue says needs versus wants. Lots of needs here.
There is a lot of needs here, and that's the thing that I always like to say. Like, you can also just want it and get it because we deserve it, so that's fine too.
Diane says that the accessory kit is in her cart, but she does have a question. Is the magnification 5 times, 10 times? Did you specify that?
I did not. I think,
and there's two different magnifications.
There's 2 different ones. I think it's 5 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
But
so the main circle, I think, is 5, and then the small circle that's on the main circle, there's a smaller one for that up close, really detailed. I think that might be 10 times. But it is fantastic for, like, if you struggle with threading the needle on your machine or your hand embroidery needle, it's really nice to have for that. Cannot go wrong with that. So it has become one of our most popular products. Our flex light, and now that we have all these accessories to go with it, it's just fun to see all the different ways that people use it, and they share it over in our CutterPillar Creations Hub Facebook group. So again, if you are not over there, go over there, join us, and share some creative ways that you use your flex light with all of its accessories now that
we love to see extra different ways that we haven't thought of yet, because we try to think of all the things, but we can't always think of all the things. We love to see everything that everybody does. It's so great.
You guys have had some great questions today, and also some wonderful feedback to share and inspire us and everyone else. And I know we've been live for almost 2 hours, which is insane.
I didn't even realize. I just looked at the clock, and I didn't even.
My stomach's growling. So that's how I know.
Linda, yes, it does mean, since it's Christmas in July, that you can get a gift for yourself. I think that's what it does mean, because it's not December, it's July. So it's totally fine.
Also, just know, like, these make great stocking stuffers. If you just get the flex light, they make great stocking stuffers. They'll fit in there. Cannot go wrong with that. But if you just need a reason to treat yourself, because it is 1,000 degrees outside, at least it is here in Tennessee, with like 1,000% humidity, like, treat yourself, stay indoors, stay cool, and get crafty.
Work on your stuff. Yeah. And I also just want to say thank you to everybody that's here always, as usual, but for indulging me in my Christmas decorating talk and supporting that. I appreciate that.
She said she was in a meeting, but she cut it short so she could keep watching our live. I support this so much, Diane.
That's the best thing.
The real MVP right here. She's like, guys, I know we got work to do, but I've got more important things going on.
We got other things.
So we're going to wrap this up.
Things are more important. 2 feet, so 2 stockings. I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
I think that's so great. Thank you, Sue. You're so kind to say that. We've had so much fun for Christmas in July.
We still have a giveaway.
We do still have a giveaway.
Our last registration giveaway. I have a winner. Melody, what is our giveaway for our final one?
Okay, so for our final giveaway, guys, for our final giveaway, we are giving away the Ultra with the Ultra tote.
Stop. Are you serious?
Yeah.
When in Rome.
Nobody's here.
Nobody's here. Nobody can stop
Nobody's
us.
Here.
They will not be able to get to the office in time to unplug your camera before we give it away.
Nope. And they can't do it remotely. Well, I mean, I guess they could do it remotely. They could shut me down, but
they'd have to join this to shut us down.
True. And they have to get the code for me to join it. So
yeah,
we're
in control.
Listen, I decided to do a big giveaway for the last one because we are so grateful that you guys join us all these days. We are so grateful that you have pre-registered for the giveaways. We will do that going forward. Just know as well, we do giveaways. We go rogue and do giveaways. Who's ever joined us live, like we did a little bit today as well. But we do pre-registration for our giveaways so we can have them done and ready and prepared before we go live. But today is probably one of the biggest that we've done.
Melody, can I ask for a favor?
Yeah.
So I went to the list and I pulled a name, but I don't remember who all we've given stuff away to. So can you go to the banners and scroll to the bottom and make sure that the name I have?
No, I can't reach it. I can't get to it.
Just so can you please? If we've already used this person's name and they've won something else, I just want to make sure it's fair that someone else gets a chance to win.
So the banner you just made?
It's at the very bottom. And this is us being impromptu, guys. I had the list, but I don't know. We've taken turns going live, so I don't know who all's been given something. And so I just wanted her to make sure that we're not giving something away to someone twice that's already won something during our Christmas in July.
I don't know if I don't know if it's familiar because I've seen the name before or because we actually gave something away.
Do you have a list?
Not with me.
All right, well, we're just going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We have.
I don't think so.
But I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I don't think so.
One of the days that I wasn't live with you guys, if you guys picked someone, thank you for we just want to be fair.
Yeah.
So thank you for the moment to just double check.
Yes.
So we're picking from our registered list. So if you saw over on our landing page for our Christmas in July, there was
Diane's like, she hasn't won yet. Yeah.
So if you registered, that's where we pull those emails go into a database that our email team has, and then they either give us names, they pull them, and so I have that list, and I just picked a random person, and I just wanted to make sure that Melody was like, yeah, this is a good.
I think we're good. Okay. I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're giving away the Ultra and the tote.
Yes.
And our winner to wrap up our Christmas in July is Gigi in New York City, New York.
Yay!
So congrats, Gigi. That's how she submitted her name. We have her email address, so we'll reach out to her to get her shipping information to be able to send out her new Glow Ultra with tote. That is a huge giveaway.
It's a huge giveaway. I mean, that's $360 right there. So thank you guys for registering. Thank you for joining us. Christmas in July has been so much fun. Join us tomorrow where Lindsay and Karen are going to be live, and they're going to talk about works in progress, and they're going to challenge all to work on our stuff.
Yeah,
which is going to be super fun. And then Bethany and I will be back on Monday. We're going to talk about our August promos and what we're working on in August, which we gave you a little bit of a sneak peek of, for sure. But come back for that. And if you guys have any teachers or educators in your life that you love, think of those and nominate them for us, because we would love
to know that if you're going to nominate a teacher, you're going to need their email address to nominate them. So the submission will be their name and their email, because we'll need to be able to get a hold of them if they win a prize. So we'll need their name, their email, and then there will be a little section to put like why you're nominating them. We want to hear those heartfelt stories. We might share a few here on our lives and stuff. And let's see here. Tomorrow's live is at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. And then next week's live on Monday with Melody and I is at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So we're starting a little earlier on Monday, same time as we did today.
Yeah.
I always have
probably won't go as long.
No, it will not be a 2-hour live on Monday. It'll be a shorter one. I think
Bethany and our lives tend to go extra long because we have
chatty Cathy's. Diane, the specials from our Christmas in July that started last week, they're all still live, and it doesn't end today. We decided to extend it, so you now have through Sunday to check out with the code HOLIDAY. That is all of our special bundles that we put together for our 9 days of Christmas, but it also includes all of our other products. So like, for example, maybe you're like, I really want that swivel, but it wasn't included in our Christmas in July sale. But you can order one and get 15% off with the code HOLIDAY. So there's some products that we didn't include in the sale, and you can go still use that code and save. And remember, all orders over $98 get free shipping. So have fun with that. I hope that helps answer that question.
We did smaller little bundles for our Christmas in July for fun, because we haven't ever really sold those as sets before on the site with the light boards and the totes or whatever. But there are other bundles that we put together on the site that are already discounted a little bit that holiday coupon will work on.
So bigger bundles,
to stock up bigger bundles, other things, any CutterPillar product on our site, that coupon code will work on. So please go ahead and do that. But guys, like I don't want it to end. This is so much fun.
No, but I'm really hungry. My stomach's growling, and I need to go finish scrubbing my white rug.
Yes, for sure. And there's like, I don't know, our regular jobs we need to get to today too. So
that's why we stay on so long. We're avoiding the things we do that we don't want to do.
We're avoiding our to-do lists.
Mine is pretty long, and so is my inbox is pretty full. So I need to catch up on some stuff.
Yes, me too. Linda, yes, all the totes can be purchased separately, Linda. That was a good question. All of them can also be purchased separately.
If you already have a light board and you want to get a tote, that's a great thing to add to cart. Add that glass mat with it. So then you put the glass mat, the light board in the tote together. Add that flip and fold cutting mat. They can all be stored in that tote together. Yes, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to go eat and probably scrub my floor and then eat. In that order. But we really appreciate you spending Christmas in July with us and letting us have a lot of fun. This was fun.
Thank you guys
so much. Again next year. All right. Thanks, guys.
Have a great rest of your day.